so quickly running down. Joseph was able to influence the gullible and those people that believed in magic and had a magic worldview because he was appealing to them on their terms. And so when he spoke about buried treasure, and when he told them about a rock in a hat and pulling the rock over his face to exclude the light, and spiritual light revealing to him at first where underground subterranean treasure was, and then later gold plates and angels and prophets, he was appealing to a people who believed that sort of thing, those people on the fringe of society that used them those tools themselves. Joseph Smith reported seeing spirits that guarded the treasure. He reported that when they dug and knocked off a piece of the treasure chest, that you could hear a rumbling as it slipped away through the ground. The people who were digging behind the shovels believed, and he sacrificed a black ram. One fellow talks about it in an amusing way, whose ram it was, and bled the ram in a circle. He pounded sticks in the ground in a circle. There were incantations to keep the treasure spirits from moving the spirit. And so it was always a new excuse when the treasure got away, and of course they never found anything. Sometimes it was gold watches, sometimes it was Captain Kidd's treasure, and sometimes it was silver, and sometimes it was all of the above. But the magical thinkers of his day who thought like he did thought this was wonderful, especially when he transcended the purely secular, I want to make money, raw confession to, it's been revealed to me that there are gold plates. And a spirit later became an angel. Early Mormons used to talk about the spirit that appeared to Joseph Smith, and later Latter-day Saints and historians revised that, and they say angel all the time now. And so it was effective. His mother said that before he found the golden plates, before he supposedly learned through translation about the ancient inhabitants of America, he used to entertain the family with stories about them. Quote, he would describe their dress, mode of traveling, animals upon which they rode, tapirs, their cities, their buildings with every particular, their mode of warfare. Also their religious worship. This he would do with ease, seemingly as if he had spent his whole life among them. And his mother was glowing with pride as she related it. The church histories leave out his devotion to the occult and magic. They're embarrassed about it. D. Michael Quinn says there's nothing to be embarrassed about in Mormonism and magic worldview. As a member of the church, when I was always embarrassed about it. I just thought it sounded so hokey. He and his father owned magic parchments. He wore a Jupiter talisman. He was wearing it the day he was shot. He persuaded people by lying and through the use of cheap magical tricks. If you keep digging, you will find the tail feather of I forget the bird. So, lo and behold, they dig a little while, and you'll never guess what they found. A tail feather. I submit that is proof that he was a prophet and a seer. His mother kept an old wood chip that supposedly was part of a treasure chest that was knocked off when they were digging just before it rumbled and slipped through the subterranean earth, before they were unable to capture the treasure. So, the Bainbridge trial. I'll call it an examination. The apologists insist it wasn't a trial, it was a pretrial hearing, or it's whatever it was. He was found guilty. And when I was reading about this, it was fascinating to me that his defense was, I am not an imposter. I am not guilty, because I really can find treasure that way by use of a peepstone and a hat. And his witnesses all came to the stand, took the oath, and solemnly declared, he is a true seer. He can find buried treasure. Has he ever found any? No, but it keeps slipping away. Jeez. Use your head, Judge. He was found guilty of the law, pretending to discover where lost goods would be found. And so, after being pronounced guilty, he was given what some call leg bail and allowed to leave the state. Book of Mormon translation. Nothing in it is ancient, though it's a book about the ancient inhabitants of America. Nothing about the languages that he describes has any kind of proof or evidence that supports it. Archaeology does not support it. There are wonderful arguments now about where it all took place, and if you're talking about a magical place, there might as well be lots of arguments about it. It's something to do. We could get out J.R.R. Tolkien's maps and say, well, where do you think this took place? Harry Potter? Where's Hogwarts? Where do you think it really is? Yeah. So, there's virtually nothing to support anything, the claims that Joseph Smith made about the Book of Mormon. And so we know that errors in the King James Version in his 1796 version crept into the Book of Mormon. This into the most correct book of any on earth, because it was translated by the gift and power of God. And we know where he plagiarized a lot of the other material for the book too. And we know, as his mother tells us, he was prone to do this long before he found the plates and decided this would be a good way to probably make money, among other things. His scribes and his family members, those closest to him, tell us the plates were not present when he was, quote, translating, unquote, face buried in the hat, reading the illuminated phrases that appeared on the peepstone. So he says, then why did you need to discover them if they weren't ever there? They become inconsequential and unimportant. If you want to see the gold plates, however, they're in Moscow, Idaho, in the Institute of Religion, because some guy made a facsimile or something and thought it'd be cool to, yeah, and we use them as a door prop. So, David Whitmer, Martin Harris, and others said the plates were often in the woods. The Book of Abraham translation is an obvious prevarication. No credible translation supports Joseph Smith's translation claims. Nothing was written by the hand of Abraham, as Joseph Smith said. It is not an account of Abraham by Abraham. Not even a fragment that is in existence matches anything that dates to the time of Abraham. Nothing said, Joseph Smith said about the translation is true. You ought to try to teach that in an institute class. Yeah, the thing you do is just say to your colleague, would you teach that this semester? What do you do? You know, because I was already getting in trouble for not being orthodox. That's the word I kept hearing. And I asked them, isn't honesty more important than orthodoxy? Don't undermine their testimonies. The Kinderhook plates, gotcha. The ruse was a success, found in Pike County, Illinois, 1823. The plates were rigged up by a fellow named Wiley and his friend named Harris. And this is what Joseph Smith told his confidant and personal secretary, William Clayton, when he after examining these fake plates. I have seen 6 brass plates covered with ancient characters of language containing from 30 to 40 on each side of the plates. Someone correct me, weren't these characters, the inspiration for these characters, an old Chinese wooden tea chest yeah, anyway, that's what they used, so. Nah, they're Egyptian, you liars. Okay.